All right, put one in the chat as you come in, like the video. For those that have shared, I appreciate you. If you didn't share the first one, please share this one. There's still some noise here. So you're going to have to bear with me. I see it's taking the system a minute to catch up. All right now. What I feel is true is a lot is going to come in to just listen before the ones that just wanted to listen were the ones that felt like they could put their nasty venereals and all type of stuff in my auric field. They wanted me to heal them. This is one of the beliefs that a lot of people have about angelic beings. So if you are a self-proclaimed angel, be mindful of that, because what they do is they come and deposit their secretions inside of you. You don't want that. So now that I have a moment, again, I want to thank everyone that has donated. For those of you that want to donate, I'm going to put it somewhere in this live, because what is happening is a lot of individuals are playing in y'all face. One individual that decided that he didn't want that Apple on his device felt like he should request $200 for my CA. This is the type of trolling these individuals do. These are the same ones that'll say she is SCAMing when I'm not. A lot of you know that when you live in a gated community, that the expenses is really high. Some might even say that either should have bought a home. The home division is not my division. So what that means is there's an angel, not a guardian angel, that is going through the same thing as the ones that own homes. It is because nothing is certain. One day you may have a fistful of money, and then voila, it's gone. Because like the saying says, more money, more problems. And then people start smelling themselves. They think they have a long haul when it's really a short bus. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Y'all really need to know what I'm talking about. There has been several that has watched my so-called channel decline and decided that I was a has-been, which is hilarious, while attempting to learn from me. Hello, 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 hello. I appreciate all of you. What I know about Miss Victorious T is that she is in a windmill for her spata, what you call a spirit. Because this is the type of things that happen when individuals feel like they could bind you. These are the ones that will look you in your face and have conversations with things in their minds. You all call it something else, like schizo or something on that lines. These are also the same ones that feel like because they're not content creators, They don't have anything to lose. Go figure. When I said that my tax dollars supports your movement, they shouldn't be saying anything in their mind or on any channel, because it indeed does. Does anyone have any questions pertaining to a prior reading? You want to be mindful to not troll me because you feel like you can. You are well appreciated. Tammy, is that how I say it? A lot of people have to windmill to be able to talk to me because some individuals know that they are in the presence of an angel. And a lot of times, people that want to see you fall don't want you in the presence of a real angel. The healer. One of y'all are envisioning the Asikio on my table. That is for healers, shamans. An NSVJ is someone that has similar spiritual gifts as an empath. Although they feel them differently, they have similar. Their purpose is they are the ones that take you from one place to another. Some of them don't realize that they're picking up someone else's energy, mannerisms, ideas. These will be the ones that feel like something happened certainly, and it did not. Some of you have experienced that, where you're asking yourself, why does so-and-so think I did something to them, and it's not even them that something was done to. When you talk about entity attachments, this is what they are. They're others' energy attached to someone else's body. You know them as demons. All of these concepts are there because they are possible. An NSVJ will swear up and down that you did something to them because what is attached to them had something done to them. When they look into your eyes, they see the person that did something to them. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? What they're viewing isn't exact. An NSVJ is someone that has a hard time in life. It is similar to an empath because of the emotions. Empaths pick up others' emotions. So far, all the empaths that I've seen visually are not ones with malice intentions. When you're younger, you don't even realize that you are an empath. I think I talked about this in my podcast where I spoke about, this is way before tarot, this was in my 20s, where it had gotten so bad, I couldn't even watch the news. This is when I was a Creflo Dollar supporter. This is prior Jet. You can't transmute an NSVJ. When you encounter an NSVJ, it is for the purpose of you realizing that that is not the same person. That could be the same body, the same sound, but not the same energy residing inside of that body. Do you all realize that the moment you go to sleep, It could be a hostile takeover. That means something otherworldly or in this world can enter into your body. It has been done to countless beings. This is where the concept of reincarnation started. If you don't make it past a certain age and you have a purpose to fulfill, that means you'll be reincarnated to fulfill that purpose. What y'all want is to have a Q&A with the God, and the God does not work like that. If I could have a Q&A with the God, I would be a happier person. But because the God has a way about him, he's not going to allow you to ask him questions. Greetings, poetic. You're talking about Pentecostal. Pentecostal is a denomination of Christianity. Some of you are shocked that I even know what that is. You find out your purpose by understanding your mistakes. If you have karmic debt to pay, that means every person that you look at, even your neighbor, you have a debt with, because that is the way the system is set up. You have to live your life at a certain standard. That means when you have a lot of karmic debt, you don't want to continuously create more debt. You want to find out what you did wrong, clear that debt, and move about your life in a prosperous way that is righteous. Do y'all understand that? When I asked the God about my karmic debt, he said I did not have any. And I said, how is that when my life is scat, bars? And I didn't get an answer. The time of generational wealth has left us. What that means is the means to accumulate generational wealth, because most of us are not going to accumulate that type of wealth in these bodies that we are in, has passed. When you talk about Satan, Lucifer, Baal, Chimos, Thanos, Sorpas, Asikinia, these are the ones that have generational wealth. These are the ones that you cannot touch them. I asked them the same thing, like, why y'all not donating? And it's because they can't. This is a collective. Big God, for what I can fathom, wants to see how many people are going to pitch in, knowing that this situation is indeed real, because these are the ones that I led out of a portal. A lot of them are aware they're somewhere else, but because they feel like the public is not seeing me or the public doesn't understand, they think that they can continue on. What that means is, for those of you that are in the process of moving, especially over the weekend or in the future, they want to be able to listen to you. Now, when I first started this paradigm shift group ascension, I was not aware that these particular demons had connectivity. And what that talks about, again, is someone looking you in your face and having a conversation with another entity somewhere else. That means you're a candidate for a takeover. Some of these things communicate with ungodly energies, which eventually these ungodly energies end up taking over their own body because of the so-called friendship that they establish. They are not aware that these are not friends. The purpose of them doing that is to be able to target people that they see. They want to come together as a group and take you down. Now, they believe that it is possible because of these apps. These will be the ones that'll come in and leave messages to others. They'll say things like, ask her, did she brush her teeth? They call themselves being funny, but these is grown MOFOs. Some of them are in their 60s. Well, your life is already service to God. Some of y'all are aware of that. Only me, I didn't see the first message that you put in there. I only see the second one. When you are windmilling for your own mind, it's different when you're windmilling for someone else. A lot of people found out through default that these things that they're speaking to in their mind are not going to support them. They're not going to put anything in their accounts. I encountered a group that felt like they were going to get $100,000 if they offed me spiritually. These are the ones that feel like they are high priest and WAR locks, and that they could do it while I'm asleep. This is the type of stuff that had witchcraft banned when them people found out it was possible. There was a time when you could not do it. You would be burned at the stake. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember seeing movies like that? That's a real time. What he wants to talk about is astrology, when I've already stated that anything that deals with divination, according to the Council of Nicaea, is cause for you to be removed from your body. Those are the ones that believed that people that have psychic gifts shouldn't be walking amongst the living. So that means astrologers too, because their perspective is different. Some people look at graphs and glyphs and see different images. When you look at these hieroglyphs, you're looking at a language, not pictures. What do you mean you feel like you're missing something? The Akashic Records is a memorabilia. When I first received information about the Akashic Records, I seen it as the Hall. Now, it's similar to the Hall of Two Truths, but for this particular record, these are books. And the shelves go on for eternity. So that means there's no end and there's no beginning. The Akashic Records is something that many self-proclaimed witches attempted to tap into, because they feel like if they know your astrological makeup, your lineage and your heritage, that they could do things to you spiritually. Now, a lot of you are aware it happens in the spirit realm first, and then it trickles down. When I say things like don't talk in absolutes, I'm talking about sayings. Like, for instance, astrology is a sin, because a lot of individuals take doctrine that came from males as law, and it's not necessarily that. Well, what is happening is you're tapping into someone's Akashic records. I'm not sure. I don't believe you are a member, but you could be. It's important for you to become a member because what happens is the ones that are in observance, they feel like they can say, I'm Tammy Johnson, in their minds. Now, because I see someone spitting up right now, you know not to say, I made Ether do that. Because what is happening with you is a detox. What is happening with me is a clearing of my lungs. We are not the same. When situations like that come up, it's indeed a part of an angelic ascension. When you go through ascension, one of the purposes is for you to clean out your insides. It's not like taking an herbal detox. It's nothing the same. When the God cleanses your body, it is truly cleansed. A lot of you know that Kairos entered into your domain and told you to get into the bathtub. With me, it was a little bit different. I was prepared. I was told when to get into the bathtub, what to do. That means the one that you believe is the devil is the one that took all the nastiness out of you. So when you say the devil is a liar, it's actually reverse. Well, you have, Tammy. You have lived each. A lot of the people that I'm supposed to minister to, because this is, have been. There was a period when I would hear individuals going through it. And I don't spend 24 hours monitoring. I'm not a monitoring spirit. I didn't even want that disposition. So I'll hear individuals and I'll say that one's mine. For those that know about pantheons, their rites of passage, you're already aware that pantheons will choose you. And so this is what's happening. Most of you were chosen before birth. It does put a new spin on chosen ones. If you deal with any pantheon, that means that pantheon was assigned to you at birth. I have done it. I possibly will continue to do it. That means after my body withers away and I'm put into another one, or maybe not, I have a family. Similar to being a universe parent. When you have a rank like mine, this is a requirement. What you want to ask is the Star of David, my UF, and in some places he is. You're talking about Dalaman. I had a life with Archangel Dalaman. So when you hear him at the end say, what is your name? It is because he is an exorcist. When that first came out, there was individuals that would just loop the end because when they would hear his voice, energies would leave off of them. You have to understand that this is indeed real. It is called exorcism. When you're taking demonic entities off of someone, you all say things like, our demons didn't get along, and you don't realize how true that statement is. When you're dealing with someone that has entity attachments, the Badaba came out in one of my last readings. And when I say the Badaba, that means someone has an entity on them that the Badaba does not like. These are the ones that when they first encounter you, they're in trees. They look similar to what you all know is the predator when they're invisible. That means they just sit in the trees and they watch you. That is the Baraba. St. Matthew, which is Archangel Matthew, also came through. The voices sound similar because they are. The one that is most distinct to you is Jeezy Bazel. You all have to realize that when these archangels channel through me, because that's the only thing that is an equivalent to what is taking place with me, they sound different because I'm a cherub. When they talk to others in their minds, they sound terrifying. A pantheon is energy like Oshun, Ogun. In some places, they are known as pantheons. He wants to say the other one, and I'm telling you, as long as you're alive with me, they're going to grasp that thought because that's not what they are. When I attempted to do it, they said no. That means the God will take that word out of your mind, because when I first encountered that word, I used it as well. It is something similar to pantheon. I know exactly what you're trying to get a hold of, but that's not them. And this is the point. Even I had a hard time with some of the information that was being corrected. I would say things like, let me just say this word so they can understand what I'm talking about. And they don't want me to say it because they actually know the ones that are. When you run across the list of the Pasikis, which has Mama Wata's crew, they're a whole different league. Mama Wata and Oshun are not in the same league, but they're both pantheons. You want to call it the other name, and they're not going to allow you to even think it because that's not them. When you ascend to a certain level, this is what is a possibility. So it's better them, the ones you say are your master teachers, the ones you've been researching to correct you, than something that says, I'm going to eat you when you go to sleep. Because this is the stuff that they do, thinking it is funny. And they don't realize that the ones that are picking up on this telepathic communications are things that will do that. It's all fun and games until someone gets hurt. Y'all remember that saying? What is happening is there is a observance taking place. It should be 14 likes because at the moment I'm seeing 14. If you're not logged in, then you should get logged in when you are in my presence, because we want to share the wealth. This information, this knowledge is wealth, because people need to know that the assistance that they ask for is here. What happens in his story is repeated over and over and over again. There was a time when Satan, Lucifer, Baal, Pan, Beelzebub, and so forth and so on, also had to deal with individuals that wanted to hide them for the purpose of taking their lives. And what I mean by taking their lives is they wanted to be them or use the information coming from them. Anytime I know that there are 16 people in my life and not 16 likes, it's for the purpose of them reusing my content. That's what it is. And when you run into the situation in your everyday life, you'll understand why you shouldn't do that to an angel specifically, because it's not good. For me, if you can't like the video, that means you shouldn't be in here. And once I state it, that means when you come back, the situation will be different. Many have found this out. The problem is people want to see what they could use. If it's information that'll line up with what they're already calling research, then they'll say, okay, I can use this part. While not donating, these are takers. When I ran into a group of individuals that felt like tarot readings should be free, I informed them that the readings are free. You just should watch the commercials. They didn't want that. You know that there's individuals that email me and think that I should give them a free reading? Then they go out and say, I'm going to charge $100 for this gig. It's so many that feel like spiritual gifts shouldn't be a way for them to make, the other person to make income. But then they'll go to the church and falsely give because they want to buy their way into what they believe is heaven. When it gets too real, they leave. The thing is, I'm not the type of person that you control and get away with it. That's what it is. I'm not the type of troll that you believe. I am Sikinia. When you called me a troll because I said you are Isikini, you said I am the troll. And this is why Ether repeated it. I don't like it when they do that. Because what is happening is this one is getting out a demonology book and saying, Isikina, what you want is Cutacuss. Because Cutacuss is the one that you called on before, and when he spoke, you scat in your pants. Y'all be playing with the wrong stuff. Like, I'm scratching my head. Because I grew up Pentecostal, I didn't play with demonic books, because that's what they are. He wants to say that tarot is a sin. It is a sin because of your lineage. Now you know that you are a Judas. So now you can say, I'm in the Bible, I'm Judas. That sound familiar? Because that's exactly what you are. You are a Judas. When you see or hear me say Niger or Netaru, those are what y'all believe Egyptians, and they're not Egyptians. When I say things in my recordings, it's for you to understand that they're clearing up the falsity surrounding their energy. It's kind of like my video when I said I am Choctaw and everybody said she's African American. This is what they feel is a disrespect when they are clearly telling you what they are not, and y'all are saying that they are because of someone that printed out misinformation and distortion. It picks up because people want to know, why are things talking in their mind? Why does my boyfriend act like he doesn't like me? Why is he laying down with underage these are the things. When I went to sleep, he was fine. I woke up, his eyes were red. These type of things here are what people want answers to, and you're not going to find it. If you go into the church, the pastor that is indeed a demon is going to say, I'm going to pray for you. And then he's going to go home, eat, and go to sleep. There won't be no prayer after. Do y'all understand? What steered me away, and this is very important for all of you pastors and preachers to know, I was in what they consider a mega church for my area, very popular church in this small community. After my father died, whom was a deacon and a drummer. I reached out to this church and I said, look, my father just passed away. I'm down. I'm down bad. I need prayer. This is before tarot. This is before any type of ascension. Do you know what I got? Nothing. I got one of those slip books in the mail. And this is why growing up we went to small churches with my grandmother. But when I got older, I said, let me go in here. These are the ones that give you communion on Easter. So that is what steered me away, and many people, because you call and you leave these messages, and it's not existent. This is what clergy members are for. So if they want to know why there's a decline with their attendance, it is because of that. They need to check their machines. I've said it before, I'm waiting for a pastor or a preacher to call me out. Because the minute he says that I am a demon, I'm going to say, Ikati, you're talking about Leviticus. That's what you're talking about, John. What is ironic is you can't recite Leviticus to an archangel and think that a demon is going to come off. See, you done made yourself ill doing that. What is funny is these ones that do not go to church believe that they could recite a holy scripture, not text, in their minds and something will leave off of me. These are the same ones that try to take away your spiritual protection. This is one that was saying, I'm Satan, in his mind. So if anything, you would be the one that will fall and start shaking, not me. The switcheroo. Remember that switch? The reverse psychology that y'all have. You wouldn't know near part of Genesis nor Psalms. You keep saying Psalms, Psalms, Psalms. Y'all really think that that book can exorcise a demon? Y'all, you do better picking up that book and throwing it at somebody than reciting anything out of it. Because what he did was say, I'm Jizzy Bazel. And when they started talking to him, he got shocked. The ones that walk in the street and they hit that like button for me, and they talk out loud, have more than just entity attachments. Some people know. Like, I'm not dealing with that. I'm not saying nothing to that because they know better. Because, some of this stuff, once it looks you in your eyes, you become the main event. Well, you can. Just reach out to me at oracleoftheether@gmail.com. Or join the membership. There's a plethora of readings behind the scenes still. There's some that I have not released, and it is because it's not time yet. More than likely, when I say there's a 2, 3, maybe even a 4 or a series, the information is already out. It's just not available. I work morning, noon, and night. I don't have time to think of no skits, okay? This is why movies take so long. It takes months, years to create film and video because it's a thinking process. Would you tell me, when you heard the guy say, get him out of that house, you said, who, me? You have to, when you hear God and you can feel that it is God, you have to move everything that is ungodly out. When I said abstinence was the way to go, a lot of females and women didn't realize that that was their saving grace. You create soul ties when you lay down with individuals that have entities on them. It's not just drinking, smoking, and the P word. It's bodies that have other energies attached to them that will ruin your life. Male and female alike. In one of my favorite movies, the DEVIL was depicted as a woman in a bar, go figure. That is what you call a demonic presence. The devil is so important, he don't even talk. Y'all don't realize that he does not, when people say things about him and he can hear it, he just does whatever because he's used to it. When I say I'm here, I'm the one that's appointed to correct the mistakes, whether or not if people believe it, doesn't mean anything. When you ascend high enough, he can talk to you. But when you're in a low vibration, he doesn't want to talk to you. You can blame him for everything. His position is so high, you'll never be able to touch the DEVIL's rank, ever. You can say, he made me do it, his children, his minions, da-da-da-da-da, but the God, universal life force source, the creator, the most high, the greater, knows the truth already. Remember, he knows your thoughts before you think it. He knows your every move. Some may even say that he put that move in you. You know, it's 20 here, should be 20 likes. The reason why it's important is because people believe if they just sit and look at the green screen, that is enough, and it's not enough. We want positive energy, we want shares, we want likes, but because people need to understand that angels are real. One of the things that blows my mind is that certain readers, when they say things to you, they introduce this information to you, you believe it coming from them, but you don't know their class. But when it's someone like me that has not displayed any inclination to you that I am deceptive, that I am one of those essers, you want to put their energy on me, and it is because of my color. That's what it is. You can tell a good person if you want to. If you want to know if a person is good, it doesn't take that much. I can say all the most positive things under the sun, but that doesn't mean I'm a positive person. What you don't like about me is my bluntness. So if you don't like me, why are you in here? You're trying to find an angle to make money off of me. That's what it is. You are one of the ones saying, I'm a PIMP, I'm Snoop Dogg. Because this is the cornball stuff y'all be doing when you feel like demons are listening to you, and you're one of them. Because before you wasn't saying that you were Presbyterian or Pentecostal. This is how I know you were the energy that I picked it up. Because when I said before Pentecostal, as soon as you watched my reading, you said Presbyterian. You are one of the ones that I know this is the right word. And then when you research it, it's the wrong word. It's the wrong word. The wrong definition. You are the one that came in and said, it's Plutonic. Is it Plutonic or Platonic? And I said both in the comment section. You want individuals to know that you are still amongst the living. And I'm saying, yes, you are still amongst the living, just not where you started out at. If I had it my way, I would put you all back in the distorted place that will be no more very soon. I'll put you all back. But because that's not the way that the God wants it, she threatened me, she threatened me. I want you to. I want you to. I'm telling you, I want you to. I want you to talk about it on your community section. Yeah, crash out. Crash out. I want you to talk about it on your community sections, on all of your apps, so everybody will know it's you. And then it's up to a public opinion. Let's see what they have to say about your body of work and mine's. Because mine's is self-explanatory, not just on this platform, my whole entire life. If I were to show you my resume, you would say, Ether is not a dummy. And that's just that on that. I want to see your resume. Independent contractor. Did you pay your taxes? I'm just saying. You say you're taking care of my bills. You already know AdSense pay me, not YT. You need to get your so-called facts together. Because you don't know what you're talking about. Now you can say, I'm going to write this down because she is right. It is AdSense. I'm right. When it comes down to you, I'm always right. Ain't nothing that you ever stated out of your mouth has been right when you're talking about me. These are the ones that I do not want watching me. He says she should want everybody, a view is a view. This is how I know he watches all of the people of color's content so he could go to what he calls his work and act like he is hip. A wannabe. You're not a wigger because you're not cool enough. Now you understand big wigger means somebody is rich and wigger means you're a wannabe. This is what I live for this. These are the ones that say she's going off into a new genre because she's a candidate for doing readings in a car. Then they go and get in their car and turn on a GoPro. We want to see what your home or apartment looks like. Do you know, when I was packing up, people were saying things like Egyptian rugs. Is she going to leave those? Those are not Egyptian rugs. Those are man-made, well, hand-tied American rugs. All American. I don't even like that style. You meant Persian. I know. I don't even like Persian rugs. Persian rugs are for my grandmother. So now you know there's a difference between Egyptian and Persian giant. They are fanatics. These are be the ones that will recite information from people that really have intelligence and get everything wrong and just be looking like goofies. Just goofy. This live is not giving. It's not giving what I'm trying to give. It's not. And it's because of who is in here. I'm not talking about the ones commenting. I'm talking about the ones looking what you're looking at. Listen, Kina, y'all. You want the underworld to talk to you when she already told you that we are always here. When you went to say, The devil is at her beck and call. He snatched it, and we all laughing. He snatched that thought right out of your mouth. What is happening is the individuals that feel like they could do it to y'all are the ones looking. Right now it says 20 in here, 15 lines. When I end the live, it's going to be something different. These are the ones that say things like multi-dimensional and parallel universes are not exact, and what they mean is real. They feel like they could talk like me, like I'm like they think I talk sophisticated. This is what they don't realize. When I talk like a regular person, but because I'm channeling, these are the words that are being put into my mind to speak. That is the whole purpose of channeling. You all feel like you get epiphanies and you just got this profound knowledge out of the air, and that's not where it came from. Okay, you're home. What are you saying I'm home for? Well, what is happening with Eric is he is one of the ones that believes he went through ascension. So when he gets on purposely to talk to the demonic energy in his mind. Because he ain't talking to me saying I'm home. Look. Now, remember in the reading when I said the ones that say I'm here? He's one of them. Y'all see it? I'm sure y'all see it. If y'all were hearing I'm here, it is because they thought that they were where I am. This is why he put this in. You ain't where I'm at, boo. Look. He's showing y'all right now that he is one of them. Y'all see that? You see I'm here? Did that or didn't that not come out in one of my readings? He feels like it's too old. People are not. Last month is old. This is the warped thinking that I be talking about. This is the warped thinking. Now, if you just in here saying what's going on or you want to see if it's real or whatever, you're not a watcher, so you don't know what's going on. This dude here is one of the ones, not the only one, that when they get somewhere, they say, I'm here. Now, for me, he believes that if he comes into my live and says, I'm here, that he will be present in my home. This is the sick, warped stuff that these ones that do Mansi participate in. Now, he is very bold, but I want to see what else he types. You're here. Where? You're not here in Mash. So where you at? Now I get it. You're not home. You're not with me. You're not going to be where I'm at ever. This is why the underworld is protecting me. You are right. Now y'all understand that is not what you need to do. What you did was you made yourself what you want me to be. This is the purpose for the live. So if you don't have malicious intentions, then you don't have to worry about it. Who doesn't want to be in the presence of a real angel? They don't like when I say real angel because the proof is in all my work. This didn't just start last month. It's my whole existence. Well, what it is you can't argue that people don't need to live. Now, what needs to take place is people need to realize that certain people make certain things happen. What you could do, I necessarily can't do. What I can do, you necessarily can't do, and it is not because you may not have the qualifications, it is because you're not me. And I'm not you. So when individuals start to realize that when the God creates you, if he did create you, then it's for a purpose. Well, I'm one of the ones that says the God is the creator of all things living and unliving. However, because there's a self-proclaimed the God in here, he wants to say that that is his creation, the Eric dude. So Eric, do you believe that D, like the alphabet, is your God? Because I'm interested. Now we're getting somewhere. Oh, this is someone that is not of color. Prior, like last week, he said he was the DEVIL. And the week before that, he said, I'm Satan. Then he said, I'm an oversoul. This is a kook. A kook. No doubt. Well, what he's doing, Andrea, if I'm saying it right, is he's trying to see if he could tap into your thoughts. Now he's saying thoughts. Everything I say, he repeats it. He's like a recorder. He's taking a fascination with me. Some of them, they'll do things like say, I offered her a home and so she didn't take it. So don't offer anything, don't donate, because they oddly believe that everyone in the world is at that skill level, and they're not. It's a whole bunch of angels just listening and laughing and thinking about the time when his ancestor did the same thing. The apple does not fall far from the tree. He said, why does the God have to have a black man's voice? And then the God changed his voice. He didn't like none of the voices that the God used. Someone in here says that God is actually E.T. I believe that to be true. I know for a fact that he can be. We're talking about the creator, not a man. The God can be anything and everything he wants to be, including a woman. Y'all don't like that one. Well, some of you're starting to think with your reptilian brain, and you're saying, you know what, you're right. So now your concept of God is greater, because we think really low when it comes down to do with God. If God wants you to have telepathic communication, telepathy, because she couldn't wait to say it. If God wants you to have telepathy, you're going to have telepathy. If God wants you to levitate, not float, then you're going to levitate. When you levitate, it's a spiritual meaning behind that. We have the crew that is here that wants to see if they say random words that I taught them, will I say it? God is a frequency. Do you understand if God were to communicate with us as a frequency, it would bust our eardrums? This is how great the God is. I know that the God is the creator of all things living and unliving. However, many believe that there are other gods, his equivalent, and it's not. I'm talking about the creator, universal life force source, the creator of all. I'm not talking about a demigod. I'm not talking about a self-professed God. For me, pantheon does not mean God. That's just my belief. Now, because I was also birthed in distortion, my belief about pantheons may not be accurate, but because I haven't gotten to that level yet, because this is work. This is why they say, I'm still gonna buy ether because the angels and stuff be talking to her. And when all of the noise quiet down, that means I'll be bound to her and I'll be able to listen to her morning, noon, and night. Do you know that this is what these things think? Could you imagine that? Somebody wanting to listen to you in the bathroom? There are many readers that know that this is happening. Which brings me to another point. If several readers are talking about a paradigm shift, what makes you think that they don't believe in it? They might not know the ins and outs. They don't know that paradigm shifts were documented in the holy text. Because if they knew that, they would be trying to connect the dots. A lot of tarot readers believe that when they started doing tarot, now the ones that I feel are trustworthy, that meant they could not believe in Christianity. That's my era, because we were taught that it was a sin. Now, if you are indeed Pentecostal, you know that it's not in any Bible that I know of, but it could possibly be going forward. And when this caricature gets it, he's going to say, see, it's in the Bible. And this is the reason why so many revisions. I'm a believer in the King James Version, not the New King James Version, because the New King James Version means it was a paradigm shift. Do y'all understand what I'm talking about? That meant at some point, the God said, we're going to start this master plan. Who you want to talk to is Melchizedek, and I already told you that Melchizedek is a demon. That does not mean that Melchizedek is going to hop into your body and throw you against the wall, because I've already explained to you that is Jezebel's job. What y'all all say is Jezebel. He's not Jezebel, but he know who Jezebel is. Jezebel is an entity, not a spirit. That means Jezebel could come upon any of y'all. Some of y'all invite Jezebel in every Friday night. That means 5 thick in the thighs. Y'all willing to be with Jezebel at any given moment, as long as you don't have to foot her bill every day. So let's not act like y'all not with the movement, the Jezebel movement, because you indeed are. What's this? What is the 79 cents for? He wanted to see if he could put something. I appreciate the donation. It's showing up at 79 cents. Every establishment is going to get their cut. This is why you hear people say, CA me. I appreciate you, Bonnie. With me, because when I talk, I tend to move my hands. I tend to not look down, so I might not catch your statement. Paula, am I saying it right? You've also been with me for a very long time. The one that I know for a fact had someone tap onto his profile pic, and Snatch's picture was God with the rod. When I was doing a reading, I noticed something. Not only did the energy that was commenting change, I noticed that two different individuals were commenting with the same picture. This is how it first came to me. Like proof. What they do is they take your picture and then they block the person. So y'all be mindful of that. This is why I say that person that says that they are sun, moon, and stars is not me. She is one of the ones that took my birthday picture and made it her profile picture here. It was an attempt to SCAM y'all. So for those of you that run across her content, she is one of the ones that had my actual picture as hers. They did sun, moon, and stars because they believed they would pop up with my content. And when you all see it, know that she is one of them ones. Because why would you, I mean, there's another sun, moon, and stars here, but I believe that person is an astrologer. They were here before me. So when I had gotten my name, the name that I was supposed to use, I wasn't aware that that was there, that whoever that is was there. When I seen it, I said, oh, okay. But she would probably say that she stole it from her or him, which is pretty messed up. Because why would you do that? At least you could add something, you know. We're two different types of readers. The whole setup that she has, you know. These would be one of the ones that'll say, did she get that from Amazon? Oh, I'm going to get that rug. I'm going to get that rug and put it on my tape. Because they want to trick y'all into believing that they are me. What do you mean it's Euro? Are you like in a different continent or something? I'm trying to read the energy in here. Door to door cleaning. Are you trying to say two-door? Because that's not how you spell it. Are you like really a cleaner or something? What is happening here either is they are saying that if they put it in a super chat, that you won't get it immediately and they can still use your energy. Oh, well you could snatch that back, boo. Because I'm not giving up. You think my energy is worth it 79 cents? If you want to donate to a reading, you do that with my CA. If you could put it on the super chat, you can definitely put it on the CA. The thing about it is they want their name to come up. They want to alert all the other ones that are right where he's at. And as soon as I end this live, they're going to start saying, we got her when you were the ones that... This is why I know that you are ignorant, because you have door-to-door cleaning. Why would you have that? You went to a foo-foo page and decided, I could definitely block you right now. What's this? You see that? See that? You see how that works? Let's see. You see that? You see how that works there? Because I'm trying to figure out uh, why y'all think that you got one up on me. What it is they did things to see if I would stop working. These are the crews that when they did readings, they said that I was unalive. You know, I was a better reader then, and I'm a better reader now. As a matter of fact, all of the females and women that you so-called are doing research on are better than you. All of them. Everyone you've ever looked at is better than you. Completely and utterly. So now you see, Oracle of the Ether TV is me. It's right there. It's not you. It's not Aether, which is another one that y'all kept saying was me. Aether and Ether is two different types of Asikina. You do better off going over there and saying Aether like you was in the beginning. What they do is they take my name and then they block me and they go on their Fugazi page and get some more ideas. So when y'all go in there and you entertain that because you say my membership is too expensive, know that as soon as you comment, they're using your energy like they did the person that did it before. Because I said somewhere, when they donated, this is something that was said spiritually, okay, to those with connectivity. When they donated, it was for the purpose of them using my energy in an incantation. I never said that they were successful. What I said was this is what it was for. So he felt like if he did it on this platform, that it would hold some weight. Maybe if you put 99 more dollars to that dollar, it would have hold some weight. But not currently. What happens is I attract a multitude of people and that have all different types of source of incomes. What he wants to say, but he's too afraid, is if she reads for the stars while they're not donating. This is the same one that says, I need to market my platform towards the entertainer so I can get some of that ninja money. I'm on to something here. The all of a suddens, they want black faces on their decks. They want to start saying stuff like, man, bro. They start listening to hip hop music. Not saying that the ones that listen to it currently because they like it are like them. What I'm saying is that these are the ones that say, black men ain't ish. You should never be with them. And then all of a sudden they want their money. What people want to know is the ones that I read for, are they elect ones? That's what they want to know. Do you know of any celebrity donating to anyone on YouTube? I'm just saying. I could care less their reasoning behind it. What you all need to understand that this is not a money grab for me. This is work. I know that at the end of this, it will be explained to me. Now, it could be 1,000 celebrities that see me every day. And if they say, I'm going to donate to Ether, and they donate, so be it. Or if they say, I'm going to donate to Ether, but I have to do it later, and then they end up in court. That is because that was that entertainer, celebrity's way out, because you have a debt to pay. Some of y'all don't realize that you have a karmic debt in a body. You don't want to pay that person. You don't want to pay this person. So these guys said, you need to donate. This is a worthy cause. The thing about it is, when we're talking about exemptions like that, it has to be a corporation. There are countless entertainers that only donate to corporations because it's a tax write-off. These are the ones the God is calling out. Oh, he will do it. You know he will do it. God giveth and he taketh away. I'm just a conduit for that because they know that my energy is up to par. And because they know that I'm telling the truth, that meant you need to stop what you're doing and get to it. Because what is taking place in your life means you need to do it now, not later. And it's not for you to showcase unless you want to. The problem is, you're talking about Rickey Smiley. Rickey Smiley shared my content on IG. And then after that, I hid everything that people would see as something to talk about. This is why these platforms don't showcase no celebrity. And if I choose to talk to them because their platform is open, I can. And when y'all haphazardly run across it, then you'll have something to talk about. I appreciate you, love. All right, so I've been on for a while. This is not the type of live, I like being witty, funny, but because of the breed that was in here, I didn't get a chance to do that. I'm wondering where all my members went because they haven't commented. We definitely went through several different energies. Because when I talk like this and I'm answering questions, these are the ones with connectivity. They're asking questions to me telepathically and I'm not intercepting them. I'm not getting them. The underworld is getting them. I done already said this. They feel like they have access to me and they don't. These were the ones saying, either when you go to sleep, I'm going to lay in the bed with you. I'm telling y'all, I no cap. This is what they think they could do to holy people. So if they believe that they could do it to holy people, then what makes you think that they won't attempt to do it to you? All right, there we go. There go a member. Y'all all, what they don't understand is that I am a good energy. I'm a good energy. When you talk about somebody like Jeezy Buzzell, Satan, Lucifer, because those are the ones y'all know. When you talk about them, it's on the fence because they're good to me, but they may not be good to whomever that is. And this is what they don't like. When I publicly say that my members and some of my subscribers, not viewers, are protected, then they see proof. They see proof of this. There was a time when I said, it was around the time when I talked about blessings, okay? I hope you receive your blessings. That if you donated to me, you would receive it back in tenfold. Do you understand that people were doing that just to see? And when they got their blessings, they stopped watching. Now, it is because they went upon their life. They did what they needed to do. The contract that they had with me was over because they did that. That means they're currently a subscriber, possibly a member, but they're off somewhere being prosperous. I could say to God all day long, God, why didn't you make me wealthy? And he's not going to respond until he's ready. I'm pretty sure everyone in the world wants to ask God why they're not wealthy. If everyone was wealthy, we wouldn't have an imbalance. And thus, there wouldn't be a reason to live. That is the God doing that. That was him. Some of y'all know, and you're probably laughing because you know that that's how he is. He's very witty, and sometimes it gets on my nerves. Because I be serious, wanting questions, and he comes in and does little things like that. The God can't separate himself into different particles, not just bodies. There's no reason to be sorry. You're talking about the eviction. This is everyday business. Do you know how many people get evicted every day? What it is my income has not caught up with my living situation. So what we're talking about is when I entered into a contract, I had to be here fulfilling that contract. And when it was time to leave, there was certain requirements for me to be able to leave. It's things that I can have, things that I can't have, things that I shouldn't take, and places that I need to go. And when you talk about packing light, this is an example. If I would have known when I moved here that was the beginning of the decline of my channel, I possibly would not have moved here. And this is the reason why the God uses his angels, because y'all think that we have access to all of this different stuff. What happens is when you come onto this live like you're doing with Ether and you say that you have access to her, we stop it. The God is stopping me from saying what I want to say because of your energy. Or what do you mean your money is minus every month? Well, that is what's happening. This time when you move, Andrea, if I'm saying it right, don't take that altar. When you talk about a new beginning, that means you have to leave old things behind. When I moved here, everything that was in my last apartment went into the garbage. I didn't come in with nothing but my clothes and a TV that belongs to my son. It is a trail of tears indeed, but the connotation that you're using it is not warranted. You're making a reference to a very trying pilgrimage and trying to make it funny, and it's not. These are the ones that they want to make you feel like they'll bust a grape, but they definitely won't. Again, these are the ones that if they see me, they would smile, nod their head, and open the door for me to come into an establishment, because this is the mask that they wear. They wear masks as if they are intelligent. They wear masks as if they are considerate and cordial, and they're not. What they are is deceptive, devious, and misikina. Yes, it happens to me all the time. It's little things like the dimensions. When you make a right turn, when you make a left turn, when you pull out of your driveway. For some, even the matrix in your home, things are different. You may see a stain on the wall, and you be like, where did that stain come from? Those of you that live alone, that is one of the ways, because you don't have any children. And if you haven't been cleaning the walls, there's no need for something to peek through like that unless the walls weren't primered. And that only happens after 2 to 3 years. If you're not rubbing down the surface, nothing should come through a wall, um, having to do with stains. It could be a stain that came from someone else and it's coming through. There's energy in here that's not right. Anytime people start rubbing their fingers and rubbing their hands, that is a sign for an angel that something's not right. Not like that. It's one finger. Y'all know what I'm talking about, that one finger? When they just rub it like that, something not right. Do you know that these ones that have connectivity, these are the ones that want things to happen to underage people? These are the ones that are the bathroom dwellers, the ishmongers. It's a group of them because they know that my child has autism. They say, is she in the bathroom yet? Because one of the ones that I helped ascend also has a child with autism. And every time he uses the bathroom, she says, he's in the bathroom, he's in the bathroom. This is the type of sicko stuff that is taking place. When you encounter a content creator that knows that it is you, then you have proof. Because right now you don't have proof that others can hear you. You know the angels can hear you. You're not saying that to others that you feel you can switch with. They do this whole little thing, but switch, because they believe that they're putting their presence in someone else's energy. And they're just looking stupid. I mean, I'm telling y'all, some of y'all know y'all just not saying nothing, and I'm not asking you to say anything. What I'm saying is, I'm letting you know that Seragisias is me. So when you hear that, River Maiden Mystic is me. Ether is me. When you hear someone say, I'm Oracle of the Ether, and you know it's a male, but they believe that you hear a female's voice, this is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. These are the ones that believe they did an incantation to switch their energy or their voice, their gender, all type of stuff. These are people that when they get wind of an app that is popular, especially one that they feel is dominated by black people, they run over there because they feel like black people are the creme de la creme when it comes down to energy harvesting. Oddly, they go to black people to get the technique, which is, I don't understand how. The math is not mathing. It's not giving education. It's not giving higher learning. It is giving remedial. You're definitely correct. All right, y'all. Because I'm not getting the energy, I want to be able to talk about people's wigs. No, I'm just playing. So you all enjoy y'all weekend. When I cut off this live, they're going to start with their skits. It's not in my mind. What they're doing, how I perceive it, so you all can understand. It's not constant chatter in my mind. When I get the message, it's kind of like to my right or to my left. Like say something was happening in your neighbor's house that stays on the right and you could hear it. This is how I get the message. When you say something is in someone's mind, that means you hear it loud and clear. It sounds like a far away. Like did y'all see what is it? I believe BG, when he said when it echoed, it said, y'all seen that? That's how it sound like. That's how it sound like to me. Like that, I'm the one all the way at the other side, like he said. And it's coming from way over there. I'm the one on the other side. You feel me? I'm the one on the other side. So it's not me you talking to. What it is so many of these ones that know that they're stuck, they are so afraid of me moving because that means they're stuck with these individuals that are communicating and plotting with. So now you all understand that when I get the message, it's like somebody down the street versus what you're experiencing when they're talking to you when you're asleep and when you're driving and things of that sort. This is what all my members are privy to. And what that talks about, that means if you were once doing it to them, you're not no more. And this is a fact. They mad because they say that he was doing it, she was doing it. And I said when they become a member, that means they're protected. They don't like that. This is something that they cannot get from someone else because even when they tried to market themselves to be me, it was proven that the voice got louder. The voice got louder because y'all don't know what y'all playing with. What they're doing is they're asking why. He wants to say, "Hey, Jesus, why are they doing that to me?" You hear that comes naturally. It's not about me deep breathing or needing to take a breath. That is a sign of a Shakti. You understand? Now, what I want to do is listen to Juvie because I feel like it's a Juvie kind of day. But what I'm going to do when I end this live is I'm going to go back over there to my community section and play Weezy. Y'all like that Weezy? I like Weezy. I like Weezy. That one. That head banger. He was on top of his game when he did that one. Rick Ross. I am a music connoisseur. I can hear good music. I don't like that dunch. That messes with my astral body. I like bass. I've jokingly said that when my father created me, he had the energy of an 808. When he was with my mama, because I like bass. I can't get down with that techno stuff. So, you all, there's several different tribes that adhere, that's the word they want me to use, to the drums. What you're talking about is Congo. That's a different type of bass. That's not an 808. All right, y'all. I know I keep saying I'm going to end it, but I'm truly going to end it. No problem. I hope you all have a wonderful, peaceful, blissful weekend. And that is it.